Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Oi Let's Talk podcast.
Welcome back.
Today let's just go in hard and fast.
Online coaching.
How to start a online coaching or an online business.
Yes. It is a hot topic recently.
Yeah.
A lot of people I know think that, it's something that they want to do, but they just don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
They kind of look at it as just like, it's just too hard. But I want to talk about some practical ways that you can actually get into online coaching, because we've both done it. And prior to getting into this industry, we've figured it out as we're going.
And it's honestly probably one of our most frequently asked questions is, how did you guys start your business? Any tips and tricks that we have for those that are potentially wanting to start or have just started to kind of leverage the online space? So we're going to try to at least condense this episode down to give you some really practical tools that you can implement either into your business currently or into your new baby business that you're potentially starting.
Yeah. I want to kick off with...
Take it away.
I want to kick off with the fact that a lot of people see businesses online in a glorified manner. So you see people posting how much they're making a month or that their clients are full. And I just wanted to take a step away from that and talk about all of the different ideas I've had and all of the different things that haven't quite worked that have made my business what it is today.
Yeah.
So a quick example that I haven't really spoken about before, but when I became qualified, I thought that it would be a really good idea to train people in home.
Yeah.
Right? I started training people in home. So I was driving all around. My business model did not really make sense because it wasn't feasible for what I was charging, factoring in driving everywhere and all of that. And I got really good experience training people in home, problem solving with equipment availability. But that's just one of those things where I tried it, it didn't quite work for me, and then I decided to try something else.
Yeah.
Another example would be I tried to give online coaching a shot before, and I had really blurred boundaries, and I was just kind of always on my phone doing inquiries, and I could feel myself burning out quite quickly. So another example of I gave online coaching a shot, and then I became an employee and was a coach for a business. But prior to that, I had that experience and there were things that weren't working for me. So right now, when you see I have this business that I'm really proud of with the structures and systems in place, that didn't just happen.
It takes time.
I did the training people in home and not making any money. I did the online coaching and undercharging. It wasn't feasible. I needed some more structures in place. And there's so many things that happen in there. So please, when you see people online, and if you see us online, please know that there is so much experience and trial and error.
Skin in the game
that was needed for me to be happy with where I'm at now.
Yeah, and I like to liken it to this, that every overnight success, I'm saying in quotations, has usually been in business for 5, 6, 10 years.
Yeah.
So anyone that you're seeing on social media that maybe you're glorifying in your head, understand that they have probably been doing this, posting consistently, showing up online, answering emails, inquiries, responding to DMs, all on their own for probably 5 or 6 years before they got to the level of success that you see them at today.
And those people have been trying things and they have been seeing what works for them, and they haven't just gotten to the end goal. I know a lot of people, I get this question a lot in terms of content creation and in terms of, leads and clients. There's so much that I can say about, for example, making educational content. You don't just get to skip the shit. That's 100%. The only way I can describe it. You don't just get to skip that discomfort of maybe making stuff that's pretty shitty in terms of how you're editing it until you get good at it because of practice. You don't just get that. You need to put in the work. It's the same with training. You can't show up at the gym day one.
And lose 10 kilos in 2 days.
Yeah, but you can't just show up at day one and then be sad about the fact that there's another girl at the gym who's hip thrusting or squatting or whatever, like triple the amount. Like, it's just not the mindset. You need to understand that with business, just like with fitness, you've got to put in the work. You've got to try stuff to see what fits. And you don't get to skip that process. Yeah. The reason that there are those businesses which are killing it in their 3rd, 4th, 5th year is because every time something hasn't worked, they've thought, what could I learn from this? What can I do better? Let's go. They haven't thought, I'm shit. I'm just going to pack up and pull back from social media. It's the opposite. You just have to keep showing up.
The one thing that I always say to my business clients is the first time you do anything, it's probably going to be pretty fucking shit.
Yep.
And I don't mean that out of like, oh my God, you're so shit, you can't do anything.
No.
But I purely mean that out of you're never going to do something 100% perfect the first time you do it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with building your name and your reputation in the industry is just doing things consistently over and over again, collecting data, seeing what works well, and reproducing and doing it bigger and better next time.
Yeah, you need to show up for yourself and for your business. If you want to run an online business, you need to be okay with the fact that you are learning as you go.
Yeah.
You are making yourself vulnerable because you are providing a presence online, and you're not going to let little things along the way deter you. You're going to use that as fuel to level up, to make your business better, to see what works.
And to be honest, if we were going to sit here and talk about our failures, we'd be here till fucking next Thursday.
100%.
So that's not going to happen.
No.
But just know, if you're listening,
We have them.
We have so many. There is so many things that I do, even to this day.
I have a funny example.
Tell me, go.
This is really vulnerable, but...
Oh my God, it's going to be fucked up.
Sorry, like, I just sometimes go on these, like, sporadic, like, ideas.
Yeah.
So I had an idea.
I love how you're explaining that to me. Like, I don't know that's your
I
whole
know,
personality, but
like,
yeah.
A lot of them happen, right? But I had an idea maybe a year and a half ago. I might still do it, but my idea, I just thought about it one day.
If anyone's deciding to steal this idea, fuck off.
I had this idea one day, and then within 4 days I had it done. So I was like, you know what? I really want a prenatal, pre or postnatal, and like a stretching mobility poster. I was like, you know what I really want to do? I want to make it really pretty, printable, and I want to have like wooden hangers,
no.
and I'm going to make it A3, and I'm going to take photos of myself in all of the poses, and it's going to be a product on my website.
Yeah.
So within those 4 days, I had gone on Etsy. I had found a Melbourne-based producer of these hangers. I drove 75 minutes away and bought like 200 of these hangers.
Dedicated.
And where are they? They're in my cupboard.
So you've never used them?
I've made the whole poster.
Oh.
I've got the hangers, but I've gotten distracted somewhere along the way.
Okay.
And as I said, it still might happen, but I want you guys to know that those like ideas and things that you think they're going to happen in a certain trajectory, like Gemma's A3 posters that I'm one day going to launch. Like,
that are still in her
they're
cupboard
still
at
in
home.
my cupboard. I just want to say that it's normal for things to stop and start, or maybe things not to work out the way you thought they would.
Yeah.
I think maybe at the time I was like, actually, no, I'm going to go hard on online coaching. I don't want to have too many things, whatever it was. But just know that we have lots of examples like that.
Yeah. So I kind of want to just give maybe a little bit of a rundown, maybe like top 3 tips that I would do, or the main 3 or 3 to 5. I'm going to say 3 to 5 because I know I'll get to 3 and be like, oh my God, I have so many more. 3 to 5 tips that I want to give you guys if you're starting your online coaching business. Number 1 is figure out a offer suite.
Yeah.
So if you are about to launch your online coaching business, I want you guys to figure out exactly what it is that you're going to offer. And obviously everything I'm saying you guys can take with a grain of salt. I say this to my business clients as well. But if you can figure out one solid product, 1 to 2 solid products in the early stages of business that you want to offer and become a master of the art, your ability to sell specifically in the online space is going to be a lot easier. So there's this thing called analysis paralysis, which I fucking struggle with all the time.
Too many things.
Yeah, analysis paralysis essentially means when there's too many options, your audience or your potential customers are going to feel overwhelmed. Therefore, they're less likely to actually make a decision to work with you. So by reducing your product suite to start with before you get to the capacity of having to extend and have multiple different things and masterclasses and ebooks and group coaching and all of that, just get good at offering one thing. My second thing would be really work on growing your building your back-end systems in your business. So think about what platforms are you going to use to service your clients? Are you going to have automatic email systems set up? So when you sign up a new client, everything's already automated. Are you going to have free ebooks, welcome books, or welcome ebooks, all the things that go along with building out the back-end system? So when you're ready to take on clients, you're not fucking around in the back end having to send a million different emails, because if you do become an overnight success and you do get really fucking busy,
How are you going to manage it?
How are you going to manage it?
Yeah.
And the third thing would be just start posting content now. Even if you don't feel ready for it, if you're wanting to build an online coaching business, you need to be present on social media. You need to be authentic. You need to be talking on your stories, and you need to have really good branding. So start posting content today. Even if it feels fucking scary, lean into it, because the more consistent you are early on in your business, the easier it's going to get. And it also means that you're building your name and your reputation and you're doing all the things. Now, my fourth one, and then Gem, you're taking over.
I'm trying to make dot points. I've got so much to say.
I've got so much to say as well this episode. The fourth thing that I would probably say as well is if you are wanting to be an online coach, and I know that this is pretty spicy, this is actually a little bit spicy, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this.
I'm ready.
I truly don't believe that you can be a really great coach without coaching people in real life in some capacity.
100% agree.
And I mean, I've worked with business clients that have never worked in the face-to-face space before, and they are fucking phenomenal coaches. But these are the women that invest in their education, upskill, invest in mentors, and do all the things outside of that. So I'm not saying that you can't. I probably should take that back a little bit. I'm not saying that you're never going to be a good coach.
No.
Don't say it. Don't take it like that. But I truly believe to be a better coach, actually coaching people in person, or even just shadowing another coach in the gym, in a clinic, whatever kind of area that you're wanting to get into in the online coaching space, do that, because you are going to learn so many transferable skills that you can bring into your own business and as a coach by actually being coached by another coach or watching another coach do what they do best.
Before I go into my points, I just want to say I preach that a lot as well. I think that people who study Cert 3 and 4 can glorify, I'm going to live that freedom lifestyle, I'm going to go online. And I constantly say, definitely do some more courses and shadow people and work face-to-face, even if it's for a limited time.
Yeah.
The amount of things that you will learn when you have somebody's body in front of you, with cueing, with being able to pick up things, with being able to communicate in different ways for different people, that experience is so integral to when you're working online. You'll have a better eye for, form feedback. You'll have a better eye for if something's not right, and the different people that you're presented with will give you more skills for communicating with different personality
and you're
types.
also going to learn a lot.
A lot.
In business, you have to come into business with the mindset that you're forever a student. Even the other day, I posted a reel about glutes and I fucked it up. I literally posted one thing. It wasn't 100% incorrect, but it wasn't 100% correct.
Yep.
Posted the reel. It got pretty good engagement, pretty good views. And another bigger coach actually commented on it and was like, it's not wrong, but it's not 100% correct. I would do this if you're wanting a little bit more targeted of this area.
I kind of love that though. And I like your mindset with that.
I literally read it. I replied, thanks, King. Because thank you, King. That taught me something.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that I fucking know everything.
No.
So being able to get yourself in spaces where you are forever a student with other coaches is really important. And I have one more thing, Jem. Sorry.
It's okay.
I can't help myself. The last thing I would say is make sure, in terms of the building of your systems, you also have things like contracts and direct debit systems set up before you're ready to take on clients. So contracts are really fucking important in business, not only for the security of forecasting your income, but also for the security for your client. So when you're
I'm so sorry about the alarms. That was my alarm.
Oh my God, you guys just heard that fucking live. That was like doomsday shit.
You know what song that is? It's Get the Fuck Up. Simon says,
Get the fuck up. Actually, I do know that song. Should we become rappers? I don't even remember what I was saying now. I was so abruptly interrupted.
Don't want that to go off again.
Look at you checking.
We're done.
Contracts, back-end systems. The contracts with your clients. That's what I was saying. So contracts with our clients, it also ensures our clients are getting a promised level of service.
Yeah.
So in your contract, it needs to state, obviously, if you're an online coach, PT, blah, 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 you need to have some sort of exercise liability waiver in there.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it needs to also state what you're promising that the client will receive in this time.
Yeah.
And then you need to fucking stay true to your word.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you're replying within 24 hours if that's one of the promises that you've committed to.
Yeah.
Making sure you're replying to their weekly check-ins. Yeah. Making sure that you're doing everything else by providing them a program, nutrition, everything else that you said you're going to do, you need to show up to the plate. So it's security for both sides, that you're going to be be able to forecast your income, as well as your client is going to feel really safe and secure to land in your world.
Absolutely.
And I'm done.
And I am going to also struggle to condense this, but I'm going to try my best. So, you know, how do you start as an online coach? I would say that some of the best things that helped me at the very beginning were getting really clear on what my client journey was. So in my office, I have this massive whiteboard, and I wrote down like online client, and I thought, what does the journey look like from the client coming to me to inquire to them becoming a client? I wanted to get really clear. How is this seamless? I don't want it to be clunky, and I want it to be replicatable, and I want it to be individual. So I wanted to be really clear on what that process looked like, so then I can refine those processes. So for example, what I got really, really detailed, but I thought, somebody contacts me, how quickly do I want to have a response? I want to make sure I respond within 12 to 24 hours. Cool. What does that response look like? Cool. Do I have a PDF to go with that response? Then if they don't reply for 2 days, do I want to have a follow-up trigger?
Yep.
Then they want to sign up. What does that sign-up process look like? Is there clarity? Then again, we got deeper into contracts like you just discussed. They know what I'm providing. They know what I'm expecting of them. They know when they're going to be direct debited, so on. Then it got really, really deep. But what it provided me with is just so much clarity on what I needed to develop to be able to serve an online client well. Check-in forms, check-in triggers, all of that. And that really, really helped me from the get-go, feeling really good about somebody contacting me, and I know exactly what they're going to get, and they have a really good process, and they come on board and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm excited about this because I feel well looked after.
And they feel safe.
They feel safe. And
if you think
that's
about
the feedback
humans,
I get.
If you think about humans, sorry, I'm jumping in again. I can't fucking help
mate.
myself.
Back off.
Really can't help myself. I just have so much to say. But if you think about human, I love you as well. If you think about humans and the way that we actually work, so a little bit of like psychology, right? If you think about the way that humans are, if I was to tell you today, we were rocking up to this podcast studio, I didn't give you the address, I didn't give you a time, I didn't tell you what we were doing, I just said you need to meet me at this random location, whatever. You straight away would be like, okay, well, what do I wear? Do I need to have my hair and makeup done? Do I need to bring this? Do I need to bring a tripod? Do I need to bring my own camera? Automatically a state of overwhelm. You're not feeling safe in my directions at all. Where if I actually turn around and said to you, come here, hair, makeup done, bring 3 outfit changes, do this, do that, all of a sudden you're going to feel
well looked after.
I feel so safe to land, and I feel like I'm ready to go ahead with whatever's actually happening.
Yeah.
Same thing for your client.
And that's how I want a client to start the following week. I want them to know that they've signed a contract, they know what I'm going to deliver, they know when check-ins are going to be, they know how to communicate to me. I want everything from the get-go. So I think that mapping out a client journey, which is an exercise you could always, anyone could do starting a business, and you could do it with face-to-face, and you could do it with online, and that really helped me as well. Another thing that I want to speak about is brainstorming your clients' pain points, so then you know how you're going to deliver your solution. So if everyone is going to potentially have a slightly different niche, but my niche is, women who are new to the gym and want to feel confident in the gym, or they are busy, overwhelmed, high achievers, and they just need the structure and to stop the all or nothing mindset. So being clear on what their pain points are, so what they've tried, what's not working for them, and what is it that I'm delivering? What am I going to speak to in my marketing efforts? Because if you're not clear on that and it's really inconsistent, people are not going to know if you're the right fit. So if that's the example that I just said, but then all of my marketing is talking about shreds, fat loss, training 6 days a week, 1,200 calories, it's not going to align with who I want to work with. So I think that
clear on your marketing.
Clarity on your marketing, knowing how you're going to actually serve the pain points of the people that are coming with you, so then you get to work with the clients that you want to work with. So that would be point number 2. Point number 3 is scalability. So you've touched on this as well, but I think that those back-end systems that we both have really allow us to, if we open up our emails tomorrow and 7 people say they want to start working with us next week, like, can you take on 7 people? Do you want to? Like, those are things you want to think about. So if you have those systems in place, you can scale really quickly in a way that feels really good, where you are actually able to provide the service that you're wanting to. So things that I'll quickly touch on would be having a welcome email with pricing straight away. You've got that. I can send that to people straight away. Having a contract that they're signing online, having a client questionnaire that they're filling out, having an app that they're getting their program, and me exercising in the videos so they see
how to do it correctly.
How do they do it, having check-in systems. All of that built out structure to your online business is going to allow you to be able to take on clients and be able to actually sustain the level of clients that you're wanting to have.
Yeah.
My last point that I'll quickly touch on will just be, with social media, I think that as an online coach, you do need to get comfortable with selling and get comfortable with telling people what you have to offer. Yeah. I have done this before. When I first started, I used to shit myself about how I'm going to edit things. I used to be worried about who's watching. I would overlook at stuff. Like, I'd post something. I know you've told me what you do when you post stories, but I used to post something and then look at it and be really, really critical, like, should have said that might get taken the wrong way, and that was just fucking with my vibe. So right now, if I want to post a talking story, I try not to look at it after. I post it, I know what you do. You look at it and you're like, I'm fucking fabulous.
I look at myself, I watch my own stories like 80 times a day. I'm like, wow, queen, pop off.
But if I'm doing one of those, I think what works best for me is just delivering the message I want to deliver,
your phone away,
and then putting it away, right? And the other thing that works really well for me is just trying to show up and just trying to provide some sort of value consistently.
Yeah.
I could definitely do more of it. I could talk to my story more. I know that I could do more, but I'm happy with the fact that there is a level of consistency. People know who we are when they start working with us.
Yeah.
And if you want to work online, you just got to get really resilient with not taking things personally.
Yeah.
And just staying on your path to be able to create some momentum in your business.
Yeah. And I think last thing I want to add, because I can't fucking help myself.
So much going on.
Oh my. They'll be like, I'll keep saying, last thing. Create a vision statement.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And I get all my business clients to do this as well, is creating a vision statement of who you are as a coach, why you're doing the work that you do. So when business feels hard, when you're tried and tested and you do something and it doesn't work and you're upset about it, because we all still feel those feelings, you can actually go back to your why and your vision statement and be really fucking anchored into exactly what it is that you're wanting to do and exactly the people that want to help you. Because if you're really anchored into this vision, nothing's going to fucking stop you from fully sending it. Nothing's going to stop you from making your business as big or as small as you want it to be.
I didn't even think of it in terms of a vision statement, but that's something that I've harped on about before with if you get stuck with social media feeling like you're not making an impact or not enough people are viewing your things. The thing that anchors me is if I show up and I help one person, like if one person replies and was like, that was really helpful, or one person says, I learned something new, that's job done.
Yep.
And if I keep that as my vision statement, which is just purely just helping women, and I do that by making any content, then I take away the pressure for things to have to pop up all the time.
Laughing. And you're not sitting there like, wow, only 5,000 people viewed a reel when I thought 25,000 would.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Like, it literally doesn't matter. Did you help one person today? Awesome. That job done.
Job done. Hang the boots up. Start again tomorrow. No kidding.
And on that note, because we could literally talk forever,
we're done.
That's the end of this episode. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys know where to find us, but you're going to listen anyway. YouTube, new, fun, exciting. You can sit with us and watch long form videos. TikTok, follow, like, share, all of that stuff, and Instagram. And again, we're always so grateful for your support. We're grateful for you submitting questions, and we're just grateful for you to be here.
And thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
we love
guys.
you lots. Bye.
Bye.